Hello, hello. It's that time. Time to check in, see what messages are for us of our greatest and highest good, only from all of the high vibrating, high frequency energies that are part of our divine spirit team. When I was younger, I had this, it's like a thing that you hung on the wall. It was the shape of a bluebird, and it had a little cord that you pulled at the bottom, and then it would play the song. And the song came to mind last night, actually, and it goes, when at night I go to sleep, 14 angels watch do keep, two to whom 'tis given to guide my steps to heaven. And then it would replay until it stopped. Yeah, I just found it really interesting that that came to mind last night. So I thought I would share. And now, so maybe that is relevant. But this idea of a divine spirit team, there's like a group of high vibrating energies that are always with you, supporting you, fighting for you, keeping you safe, doing what they can, pulling strings, you know. It's just kind of like I get it now after all these years. Okay, what is this one? What's up? Oh, you want to go get the birds? Integration. The energy of integration helps you apply your new truths in your daily life. This energy makes you aware of the fact that you are responsible for your own actions. Through talking with other people, you learn to know yourself, and consequently, you often can provide yourself with the necessary answers. Yeah, it's important to consider everyone that we interact with as some sort of mirror reflecting to us where we're at, what we need to work on, you know, like the people that annoy you. Someone is being very conceited or arrogant, and so it's about, well, where am I being arrogant, or, you know, like that kind of thing. One of my things that I remember on my journey was recognizing that I wasn't getting acknowledged, and then, you know, really looking into like, what does it mean to be acknowledged, and blah, blah, blah. And then also, then it went to, well, how do I acknowledge people? And it turned out I also don't really acknowledge people, right? And so, yeah, there's something to looking at yourself through the lens of others. And it's not so much what people tell you, because they're seeing you through their lens, and you're reflecting to them things that they need to work on. This is why it's individual work. This is why it's work that you have to do for yourself, because only you are seeing through your lens, right? Okay, that is that message. Getting lots of greens. The dragon wanted to come out today, the green dragon, and so did this green and white heart here. So that's interesting. What do we got here? Ooh, what's that one? Fehu? Fehu? Nope. It is Fehu. Frey, wealth, mother rune. All right. The mother rune. Okay, let's get into it. Let's see what kind of messages, what kind of energy is in our field. Now remember, these messages, because they're for the collective, it's kind of, if you're drawn to this reading for any reason, there may be a message for you, or there probably is a message for you. Not all messages, like the entire message, might not resonate completely with you, so take what does and just kind of move past what doesn't. Right? We do go through a lot of different cards here, and a lot of things come up, and sometimes they're just for you. Okay, so take that card, which I think is 2. Although I don't really count. I just kind of put them out there. I just kind of put them out there. And then figure out what the heck. Here we go. Okay, so that's what this one is about. Okay, let's see if we can get a better angle for you. Okay. Let us see. I want to pull this one first. Celebratory, celebrating love. Yes, this is also water and flow of energy, flow of excitement, people celebrating something. Celebrate the world. Ooh, interesting here. Very, very interesting. boundaries setting and release. And with a bit of mourning the things that have been let go. This is also like a creative way of creating a boundary line. Like these swords are also creating a boundary, right? But these can be individually person, places, things, mindsets, limiting beliefs, all those kinds of things that you have put to rest, right? Versions of self, toxic relationships, mindsets, habits, right? And then also this figure here could be representing the time that you take to release these things. Because a lot of these things that we release were necessary at some point, right? But it's important to keep releasing these things as we evolve. Otherwise, we're holding on to past versions of self. It's like a crustacean, like a lobster. Every time it breaks out of its old shell and grows a new one, it's like carrying around its shell that it just grew out of. And you can imagine how difficult that's going to be if this lobster keeps doing that, right? Eventually, it's going to be dragging around its past in a pile of crusty shells, right? Okay. We've got the Queen of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Queen of Wands is being in abundance, in your radiance, being balanced, being self-sufficient, in touch with your intuition, right? Shining. You might be in a state of resonance that is attractive, like it's attracting. And the Six of Pentacles is about your ancestral inheritance coming in, your 50 abundance manifesting into the third D. Yeah. Okay. And then what do we have? Ooh, the Star and the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is that lucky break that causes you to overflow into everyone near you. And this is also very celebratory, very like, look, people are lining up to be near your overflowing cup here. And being the star, shining bright, being radiant, being powerful, right? Stars are suns. Sometimes we forget that. Okay, and then the Page of Pentacles and the Moon. Very interesting. So this is about something coming in, or something that you're focusing on that is building. It's like a wish that you have made that is marinating, or it's like a seed that has been planted and it's taking root. And this moon, things happening behind the scenes, and having it whoa, okay, sorry, I just got this is the star, this is you, or whoever this energy is here. It could be someone in your auric field as well if you're not resonating with this, but I have a feeling you're the star. And then, so this is somebody who sees you. This could be a time for you to be seen. And those who are meant to see you are seeing you. Okay, and I feel like this moon, it's so mysterious, the moon. It's like things hidden, things not yet revealed, things hiding beneath the surface. But it's also illuminating, right? It's almost like when the moon's out and the cloud sort of obscures it and it's really dark, but then, you know, when the timing is right, the clouds move apart and then the moon is shining bright and it's illuminating things in a different way, right? Not in the same way that the sun illuminates or brings light to a thing. It's more of it's like a magical, mystical revelation. Okay, and I feel like this is something you're doing, or some way that you're shining is rippling out and affecting the world. Okay. We've got the sun shining on the star over here, which is beautiful. Oh my goodness, King of Swords. Seriously. This king is relentless. But definitely wanted to come out over here. So this King of Swords, this discerning master, this steady, patient, intuitive, disciplined, masculine energy, linked to the world, linked to celebration, linked to the unseen realms, and linked to this 5D abundance that's coming in. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, so yes, the sun came out, but so did the King of Pentacles. Okay, so it's tough to say if this is one masculine energy or two masculine energies. This could be the embodiment, right? The two halves of the same coin, or two sides of the same coin. Or it could be two individuals. Let's see, who are these kings here? This is about reaching a goal, getting to the top of the mountain, seeing from a different perspective. Okay, we've got the wish fish at the bottom here, whispering your wish. This Knight of Pentacles, I tell you. This Knight of Pentacles, also very, he's got a certain level of precision. It's not going to rush in. Dedication, steady dedication. I'm getting to, you could be working on something, it's a little bit at a time. I'm getting like a slow and steady wins the race, like the tortoise and the hare, right? It's not about how fast you are. It's about your dedication. Okay, and this Five of Wands here, it's like a fine line between people coming to you to celebrate and keep people coming to try and pop your balloon. But I feel like because this King of Swords here, this discerning king, is around, and then we got the Hierophant at the bottom, which is a certain level of mastery. So, yeah, you've mastered the ability to love them and leave them, right? You see people's heart. You want to see the best in them, and you fall in love with their potential. But you've recognized through your experience that the potential of someone isn't necessarily the reality, and you need to take people where they're at, not where they could be. That's what you've learned. That's what's made you this King of Swords. Okay, so use your intuition here, whether these are individual people in your life or aspects of your masculine that is keeping you where you're at in this star shining bright energy, right? We also have the Two of Pentacles, which can be seen as like a balancing of two things. I'm kind of getting like the balancing between this King of Pentacles and the King of Swords, discerning while focusing on your material realm, right? So this could be something that you're doing in your career. Where does the sun go? I'm not sure where this one goes. Let's put that over here for now. No, because this is the staying dedicated, holding fast, staying true. This knight wants to make a move, but is waiting for the right time. He's contemplating. He's making sure not to be spontaneous. You don't want to be spontaneous when you're making huge life decisions, right? You want to be sure. Yeah. So this could be something that is happening behind the scenes here. For the most part, being steady and dedicated, but sometimes getting stuck in the head and being confronted by the fork. You know, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? I should. And then going along that path and then, should I, right? I feel like that might be a mental thing that's happening here. But this here, we've got the overflowing cup, right? And we've got the Fool, the jumping all in, the trust fall, the leaping into the unknown with joy and faith. And I feel like that kind of thing, speaking of spontaneity, that's the kind of thing that overflows your cup. There's a time and place, right? And there's a balance when it comes to being spontaneous and being decisive. So I kind of feel like this overflowing cup here is part of your ancestral inheritance. This is something that your ancestors are witnessing you do and become, this overflowing cup. And it's what is overflowing into those around you who are celebrating you. Okay, and this ability to trust, have faith, leap when you need to. This is what makes you a star. This is what allows you to shine. This King of Pentacles can be someone, but it's also like your dedication to your career, to your work, to your lifestyle. It's the 3D realm, right? Okay, what else? What else here? Yeah, that power of the sun in the world. That's pretty amazing. Little devils, always wanting to come out. Those doubts and fears, those things that hold you back, as well as the individuals that are drawn to you. I'm looking at this chaotic sort of resonance that's coming off of this tail of this devil here. And so I want to suggest guarding against the things that you consume, visually, audibly, physically, mentally, emotionally. They all have a resonance. And this being a star is maintaining this sun radiant resonance. And this kind of, the little devils, the adversaries, the things that come up against you are the things that are going to interfere with your resonance. And so guard against that. Just watch it. Just, if you're watching a movie and it's super dramatic and you're getting all emotionally invested and you're crying and you're, empathetic to the characters, you are being emotionally manipulated, right? Like you are allowing other resonances to have an effect on you. The brain doesn't differentiate between what is real and what isn't. It just takes what you give it. So be mindful of what you're giving it. Okay? Because you get more of what you focus on. So here's the Page of Wands. Stuff happening behind the scenes. Stuff that you have a hand in. This is also about faith, right? The faith in the things manifesting. And yeah, this hand, that's your hand. That's this person's hand. And yeah, they could be meditating. They could be wishing really hard. They could be sleeping. They could be unconscious. They could be thinking about 17 other things. But all the while, this thing is growing in the background. So I get the sense of creativity, something that you might be creating. As the star is very creative. Okay. The Empress. Yeah. So speaking of radiating, maintaining your frequency, this is exactly it. The reason why you maintain your frequency and you shine like the Empress is because the Empress reaches a state of attraction. Like she's not chasing anything. Everything's coming to her in divine timing. Everything is presenting itself to her in divine timing. This is the state that you're protecting. Right? And the more that you maintain this and start seeing the things coming in, the more you're going to double down on guarding your frequency, making sure that those little things don't take you off your path, right? That person cuts you off and on your way to work or on your way to the grocery store or wherever you're going. And, you're like, I'm not going to give you any power to take me off of this radiating thing that I got going on here. Who are you? You're nobody. You don't deserve. You don't get that power. I keep my power. Right? This is the choice. These are the active choices we have in our lives. How to respond. Okay? Like you've come too far. You've brought yourself out of this lack mentality. You've faced the devils. You've maintained a slow and steady pace and become the Empress. Like that's pretty powerful stuff. But just like enlightenment, it's not a place you arrive at and that's it. Done. Check that off the list. It's a frequency that you maintain and you just get better at it. Better at getting yourself back there. Better at staying there for longer periods of time. Yeah, and you get super strong, like the strength that you have, right? That's where you take your power back. That's how you take your power back. It's the only thing you can control is how you respond and what. That's where your strength lies. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Is there any more cards that want to come onto this reading here from this deck before we move to another one? We got a couple more here. Death and the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, you have to let go. All the things that you let go of, all the things you put to rest, all the things that you create boundaries against and versions of yourself that you let go of. This is what's turning the wheel, right? And the thing with the Wheel of Fortune is you can be at the top or you can be at the bottom, depending on how the wheel is turning for you. And I feel like it's the cyclical, it's life, right? Life and death, death and rebirth. That's the cycle of life here. And yeah, I think that's another thing. That's another aspect of this Empress and the King of Swords to the discernment. The King of Swords is like the executioner, the one that's like, you no longer serve, slice, you're out of there. Off to the graveyard you go. Goodbye, thank you for your service, you're done. Right, so there's a beautiful balance there. Love this Wheel of Fortune. This is also, just because it's right here, I feel like it's like a death to your people-pleasing tendencies. The caring too much about how you are affects people. Definitely if it's leading you to have to be less than. You know, there are a lot of stars out there who have been stuck in a box by the people in their life because they've always been able to see that shine, and it's made them feel inferior, whatever. It's made them feel in a way that makes them want to hide you or keep you stuck, keep you contained, keep you to themselves even. Like having their own little private star resource that they can, you know, stick a straw in and sip whenever they want. Nobody else gets it, right? And I feel like because of your experience, because you're breaking away, because of your setting boundaries and letting go of those past versions of yourself, you're no longer caretaking other people's experiences, especially of you, right? Like there are people who believe that they keep you safe by keeping you small, right? They're like, oh, people who are big, people who shine bright, they draw in the attention of the devils, and the devils are bad. So we'll keep you safe from all the devils by keeping you in this dark box, right? Painting over your shine so that you're not, you're muted, you're dull. Don't shine too bright because you're going to get negative attention. And the Empress is like, fuck that. I am going to shine. And if it blinds you, here's some sunglasses. Actually, you're not even saying that. You're like, if it blinds you, you figure it out, right? You're no longer, oh, here, why don't I get you a bunch of sunglasses and, you know, build you a shade hut and make you feel comfortable and regulate your emotions for you and figure all your shit out for you. No, you're done that. You're done that. You're just shining, regardless of what others are doing. Some are running around going, it's too bright, it's hot, it's burning me. And you're like, well, there's the door. Yeah, and this is accumulated experience. This is the work that you've put in. It's visible, it's tangible, it's recognizable. You've come way too far to start holding back, to start pulling back, to start to allow any sort of less than energy. Because you've got love in your destiny. You've got some major, major things that are going to affect this world here. It's going to ripple out into the world, the love that you have. Okay, and I don't mean like, you know, you're indifferent to people suffering and you're just like, whatever, I'm blinding you, suck it up. Like, you're not like evil. You're not just like some mad, shining tyrant, right? You're filling yourself up with love. You're overflowing. Your cup is overflowing with love. Love for self is the most powerful thing. Only then can you help others. Only then do you have love to give. Only then are you able to discern when someone is behaving in love or out of love, right? Yeah. I always get the Care Bear stare, right? The Care Bears are lining up and their little heart space is beaming out all these gifts and good feelings and frequencies and high vibrating energies. It's also like your divine spirit team that are pouring into your cup because they see how much you are pouring into your cup. This is abundance. Okay. Okay, one last time. Coming through here. If there's any more messages in this deck, let them come out. Ships coming in. The ships are coming in and love is on board. Okay? They're your ships. You don't have to sit there and watch. You just have to trust. You just have to trust that they're coming. Believe in your radiant magnetism. Okay? Believe in it. Okay. I'm going to pull all these cards here. The beaver, the gazelle, the dragonfly, and the frog. In no particular order. Or perhaps it is. We shall see. Okay, beaver. Hard worker, loyal, tireless, family first. The beaver personality is a welcome sight. These good-natured and dependable creatures have infinite love and enthusiasm for family, and express it by the way of the earth element, providing a home, financial stability. Although a beaver doesn't usually initiate a project once started, they'll work steadily for weeks, months, or years to see it through. The beaver card appears when the task at hand requires your long-term, steady effort. It can also signify that it's time for some karma yogurt. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Steady, determined, little bits. Slow and steady wins the race. That's the beaver. Okay, then we got the frog. Clearing, cleansing, and healing. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element and then emerges to rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished, so it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. Time to dive in. Frogs aren't meant to carry a heavy load. Yeah, this is that letting go, the death of releasing, putting to rest. Such an important part of the process, and a continual one. We're constantly evolving, constantly shedding the old skin. We have to get rid of that skin. We can't be that lobster carrying it around with us everywhere we go, right? Because it starts to get ridiculous. Okay. Let's move to the gazelle. Okay, gazelle. Heightened awareness and ability, vulnerable. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordered on hyper-vigilant, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. Yeah. Take a moment, celebrate how far you've come, the work that you've done, where you're at, how strong you are. Okay, and then dragonfly. Master of light, illusion, and the mind. The dragonfly is an ancient and ethereal creature that awakens a sense of wonder and awe. The dragonfly is a symbol of the mind, as it is always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. When the dragonfly card appears, it's worth considering the quality of your mind and perception. Are they restless or still, dreamlike or crystal clear? The situation at hand may be difficult than it appears at first glance. The dragonfly reminds us to calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. That was these thoughts that kind of come in there. I feel like maybe we're like this. Okay. All right. What else we got? I got my little deck here. I made a new card, came in. So yeah, if I get a word and then I see the image, that's when I make a card. And yeah, the one that I just made was focus. And I saw, yeah, the using such extreme focus that it starts fires, right? Like a magnifying glass, utilizing the strength of the sun. And that pinpoint, I don't know if you've ever started a fire with a magnifying glass before, but you got to get it just right. You got to get the angle right, right? There's a certain level of focus, and it's focused sun. And yeah, it starts fires. So, okay. We've got the High Priestess and the Hanged One. So seeing things from another perspective, also being in touch with your intuition. This Hanged One is also about, you know, now's not the time to move. Now's the time to consider, to think, to plan, to see things from new perspectives. Okay, and the High Priestess, yeah, she's one with the moon. She's so high, high above me. She's so lovely. I don't know if that's the lyrics. Okay, I'm just going to pull and drop, pull and drop, pull and drop, pull and drop. One over there, one over there, one over there. Okay. What's this one? Intuition. Yes, exactly. Emperor. Okay. Emperor's coming in here with this love. Judgment. Yeah, this abundance, this overflowing cup, this 5D dropping into the 3D here. Harmony, beautiful. Yeah, harmony, your harmonic resonance is what draws your ships in, overflows your cup, brings the people, the places, the opportunities. Whoa, this is a passionate love here. Speaking of starting fires with focus. Temperance. Yeah, definitely a balance here between the King of Pentacles and this Queen of Wands. The action and the being, and the tempering in between that. When to move, when to, you know, do the thing, and when to be. That discernment. We got Lovers here, strong, connected to being a star, and a leap of faith. Okay, so we got double Lovers in this reading, which is really nice. Hope. So rejuvenating with water, and keeping the hope alive, right? The hope of spring, the hope of new birth, the hope of the new. I'm getting a sense of showers. So a shower is a perfect opportunity to integrate some self-healing modalities in something that you do regularly. When the water is washing over you, just take a moment and set the intention to release, to rinse away, to wash, to clear anything that is no longer serving you, anything that is holding you back, those kinds of things. Use water. Water might be something that is very beneficial for you. And the Hierophant wanted to come out. Yeah. This is your self-mastery and dedication to self. Being in your heart space and letting go of the things. In my work, I've had to create some very strong boundaries with people in my life that I love. But right now, we're just on different frequencies, right? And it's not about judging them. It's about recognizing what you need. And yeah, right now I need to not be around those people for whatever reason, right? You don't need to give reasons. Sometimes it's just an energetic thing, a knowing, an inner knowing. You don't have to justify. And the ones that are for you won't ever make you have to justify. They will just trust and respect whatever you got to do. Okay, yeah, and do it for the peace. Do it for your peace. Beautiful. Okay. Woo! Easy. Okay, peace. We all belong to one another. And when we have forgotten that, we don't have peace. Peace is something we have when we remember that we are all one, that we belong to each other, that we are one another. The irony is that when we forget that, we lose ourselves. Peace is the divine creation in all her glory, the earth in all her presence, you in all you are. Let the wild tame your survival heart. When you know this oneness, we no longer suffer in the same way. It is impossible to spiral into the power that takes you away from that. Instead, it takes you to a place of deep wisdom inside the center of the universe, and that is the true place to be powered from. When you experience pain and sadness, it is because you have separated yourself from this knowing. Separateness causes pain. This is the wonder of being the wild one you were born to be. As this wonderful feeling system we have, this alert system can signal to us one of the most important messages we can ever receive from the sacred wisdom of the divine. It can signal our way to peace. It can allow us to re-enter into the knowing that we are one. It can help us to find our way back to the truth, that we are one, we are sacred. When in pain, you are only a realization away from that. So exercise compassion with yourself and others, especially in these times. Make the movement, be a spiritual activist. Exercise your right for peace within yourself and the world. Beautiful. Yeah. And you help others by helping yourself. Even if it's to model what self-care looks like. Right? Okay, I'm going to take one of these crystal cards. See if any of these crystal cards want to come out. That one is kind of, whoops. Okay, 3. And 7. Okay, 3 and 7. What we got? Dreamweaver. Dreams, desires, and unlimited potential. You have embraced the universe of unlimited potential and are a conscious creator, a dream weaver. The fires of creation burn from within as you journey into the unknown and revel in the majesty of creation. Drawing this card is a sign that you are aligned with the creative forces of the universe. You have all the tools and strength of spirit required to follow the path of your inner knowing. Your future awaits. May you move with power, purpose, and love. Enjoy the fruits of discovery as you embrace the loving creative force of your divine self. Yes. Yes, Star. Yes, Empress. Okay, and the winds of change, cleansing, movement, and change. The winds of change are blowing and are a catalyst for personal growth. Change drives your natural development at the deepest level of your being. Without it, nothing would evolve. The choice to willingly accept new experiences can be challenging. Often change may bring about feelings of uncertainty that can lead to negative emotions. That's why it went over there by the devils. The opportunity for change always exists. It is your choice whether to continue repeating similar experiences or to create new ones. Welcome change in a relaxed manner and invite it into your life. You will be amazed at how quickly manifestations appear as you trust in the universe and allow change to flow. You are connected to the source of universal love and are deeply honored for your journey. Yes, that deeply honored for your journey. That's what I was getting with this spirit team and this 5D abundance that's yours, right? It's an acknowledgement for this work that you've done, this resonance that you're maintaining, the boundaries that you're setting. Okay. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. Let's get one of these kitty cards to come out because they're so cute. Who's going to come out today? Who wants to come out and play? I have all the neighborhood kitties wanting to play in my tiny little yard because I got all the birds. Okay, any of these guys want to come out? Nobody wants to play with the birds today? Oh yeah, speaking of birds, yesterday I went out in the morning to feed my birds and there was this little chickadee. And, you know, it was there when I came out and it kind of flew away, as they do. And then I moved over to the other feeder and looked up and he was right there. He was like from me to the dragon away. And I was like, oh, hello, what? And then he flew away. And then about, I don't know, 20 minutes later, I'm sitting in front of my office window looking out at the birds, and all of a sudden this freaking hawk swoops in. And my yard is not an easy swoop in situation. Okay, I've got I got all kinds of things. Woods, crisscrossing. I'm making an archway for my rose bushes. Like, it's a whole situation. And I have a tiny little yard. Like, it's 20 by 10, I think. And so the fact that this hawk not only swooped in under this situation, but successfully snatched my chickadee. I saw it sitting on my fence for half a second as it collected itself. And in one of its claws, all tucked in like he was just taking a ride, was my little chickadee. And then he flew away. The hawk with the chickadee in his talons. And I was like, what the? No, my chickadee. Yeah, there's been like a family of chickadees. They're here like all year round. There was a couple of them, like 2. And then after the spring last year, there were 5 of them. So they had, 3 little babies. And so I don't know who got snatched up. But it was pretty sad. It was pretty sad. And I was like, universe, why? Why? Right? And then later on, I realized that sacrifice is a huge component in life, right? Like, this is the death process. You're sacrificing the old version of yourself so that the new one can be born, right? You're putting to death the old version of self so that the new has all the space it needs to shine, to be. And yeah, it came about later on. It was like later on in the evening, and I was working on this project that I'm patching these pants, and I'm like basically creating a whole new pair of pants with patches. And I got to a place where I've used all my material, like the material that's can be used for these pants. And I also have this skirt that I've been hemming and hawing, got it to a point. I haven't really, been doing anything, and it's all patchwork too. And so anyways, I was like, what am I going to do? I can't go buy more fabric because the whole idea was like upcycles and all this kind of stuff. And then I remembered the hawk and the lesson from the universe of sacrifice. And so I sacrificed a skirt project that was stuck and has been stuck for a while in order to complete something that is in process and is, the destination is in sight. And so I sacrificed the skirt for the pants. And it all kind of made sense to me. It was a very graphic and, heart-wrenching lesson, but this is how the universe teaches us, right? This is how the universe teaches us. Okay, we've got 3 here. Oh, that's interesting. Looking at things from a new perspective. Okay. Nature, meet Leaf. Each day he slips outside to meander between the ferns and flowers. He visits his secret spot where the sun filters down through the leaves in ever-changing shards of light that dance on his fur and warm his soul. No matter the weather, take a moment to step outside and find a spot in nature, whether it's a vast wilderness or a tiny patio. Breathe in the fresh wild air. Feel the great expanse of the sky overhead and the firmness of the earth beneath you. You are part of the intricate web of life. Allow nature to nourish you, support you, and set you free. Yeah, it's really important to ground, to remember who you are in this great expanse. Sometimes even just like go to Google Maps and zoom in on your backyard, right? With you sitting in it. I mean, you might not see you sitting in it, but while you're sitting in it, and start zooming out and just zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, and get some perspective. This is that looking at things from a new perspective. You are a speck, right? Just as much as you are this tiny little grain of sand on a beach, you are also a single star in the universe, right? Like, as above, so below, as within, so without. So, you are quantum material particle in shape, size, and scope. And I feel like connecting with nature is kind of like a bringing back to that sense. That's the grounding, right? Okay. Oops, there he is. Cute. Okay, relaxation. Meet Molly like a cloud. She is the embodiment of that luscious state between purring and sleep. Molly understands the healing magic of stretching her paws, arching her back, letting out a long mew, then settling into a cozy circle of softness and rest. For a moment, or maybe longer, let go of everything you feel you have to do and consciously relax your body and mind. Slow down your breath. Savor the stillness between each inhale and exhale. Close your eyes, unwind, soften. You deserve the gentle healing of relaxation. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. This is that tempering balance between the being and the doing. If you're doing too much, it's time to be. Okay, this is your sign. And warrior. Meet Mishkin, rough and tumble. He knows his teeth are sharp and his claws are his prized possession, carefully honed to points. He is a little ninja, but has a heart of love and softness. We can call on Mishkin when we need to stand up for ourselves, set boundaries, or be daring. So whether you're about to climb a giant boulder or take a leap of faith, or asked to be paid what you're worth, remember little Mishkin and his bravery. Yes, he did whack that big scary dog on the nose, even though he is only a kitten. Aw, Mishkin. So cute. Yeah, he's got dragon vibes. All right. Okay. So maybe a couple of these little guys. Selflessness. I find true joy in the service of others when I give lovingly and generously with only the other's interest in mind. Yeah, use your intuition and your discernment on when and how you do this, right? Especially if you're coming from a people-pleasing mentality, it can get really easy to get caught up in not considering your own needs and self when giving to others, right? Only give to others when you are overflowing. And recognize that you have the power to recharge at any point by tapping in, by breathing, by connecting to the earth and your heart space. Okay. Okay. So commitment, the promises I make to myself are kept until they are no longer of service to me. Witnessing, by suspending my judgment, I am open to the observation of others and myself. Peace, resolving inner conflict, gives me the freedom to experience harmony with myself and others and maintain a state of tranquility. Breathe, through the awareness of my breath, I can cross the bridge from stress to stillness. That's what these kitties are telling you to do. Responsibility, when I realize the strength of my words and actions, I am empowered to accept and or change the roles I play. Okie dokie. There you have it. All the messages for today. I hope there was something in there for you to take with you, to marinate upon, to stick in your crock pot, and so you can smell it all day long and then anticipate how delicious it's going to be when you eat it. Okay, so there's the reading for today. I hope you have an amazing whatever it is you're doing, whatever you're up to. Maintain a slow and steady pace. Your diligence will be rewarded. Okay, we didn't really talk about this Emperor here, but Emperor vibes are very much self-mastery on the masculine side, as much as the Empress is self-mastery on the feminine side. And you've got both of them here. Okay, this is union, this is love, this is the fire. Okay, this is the fire. All right, thank you for being here, and love you.